there's a crazy storm going on right now. Today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2015, and I woke up feeling really depressed. And the first thing that people ask when you tell them that is, well, why? What happened? Like, what's wrong with you? And, like, yeah, I usually have a trigger, but, like, a lot of times the trigger isn't that big of a deal. Like, it's something small, or I guess I wouldn't say it's small, but it really doesn't matter, because there's always going to be another one, right? And that's just life. And for whatever reason, sometimes I just react very poorly. And so, like, I don't really want to explain why, because for you, you might not react poorly, and you might just be like, well, then you might just try to tell me your solution. So, like, I guess telling the why isn't important, because fixing the problem isn't the problem, because there's always going to be problems. Does that make sense? Like, what the problem is the way that I, whatever, like, rationalize or, like, think about it or overanalyze, like, whatever. It's something is going on in here. It's not, the world is the same. Like, it's going to continue to suck sometimes. And so it doesn't really matter. I just need to work on some things. So I went to improv. I really did not want to go when you're depressed. Like, at least for me, like, I just want to withdraw and not deal with anyone. And part of that is because, like, being vulnerable can lead to more pain. Like, some people don't understand it, and so being vulnerable and honest, which is something that I feel like I always have to be. Like, that's just kind of part of who I am. So being out and, like, with people, I tend to, like, be vulnerable and open about it, and then it sometimes backfires. So, like, I usually don't want to be around people, and I want to withdraw, which is, like, those are two things that do not go with improv very well, because you have to connect with people and you have to contribute to a scene, which I knew I was probably not going to do very well, but I went and I tried. So that's what's important. Like, if it's ever worse than that, I might just have to watch, because I don't want to suck the energy away, which I felt like I was doing. And I mean, I'm glad I went, and I feel like I got something out of it, but if we go any further down the ladder, I might have to just watch. While I was up there, though, like, I was in a scene, and I started it, and my character, because I started it, kind of had, like, the power. Like, a little bit into the scene, I totally gave up all the power, and, because, like, the other person had a suggestion, and instead of being like, no, and, like, creating an interesting conflict, I kind of was just like, yeah, okay, and, like, that's kind of what I do a lot, but I'm not feeling super great. And the director was like, you gave up all your power, and I feel like I do that in life a lot when I'm depressed, which is depressing. Like, and then I started crying, and I ran, and I left improv. No, but I was like, ooh, yeah, that's totally true. Shit. So that happened, and the last thing I wanted to talk about is, like, obviously I need to work on that, and I do. And there's kind of a balance, though. Like, if I'm always focused on what I'm doing wrong and focused on fixing what's wrong, then I don't accept what's right. Like, there's a balance. I can't always have that mindset, or I feel crap about myself. So, like, yes, I'm going to continue to take steps to work on these things that I have problems with. But at the same time, sometimes I need to just accept those things, because I don't want to, like, hate myself, and I want to find the good in it. And, like, so, like, this is kind of interesting. If this goes anywhere, this could be good, like, to kind of share these things with people who also have these problems. So there's a balance, and I often wish that people in my life kind of fell on the acceptance part of the balance, because I put enough pressure on myself on the working side of the balance. Now, it depends on what's going on in my life. Like, if I am not doing anything and being totally antisocial and depressed, then yes, you should step in and be like, yeah, let's go out, like, let's do something, like, you need to do something. then that's kind of more acceptable. But if I'm doing a lot of stuff, or you're not sure what's going on in my life and what I'm doing, then just work on, like, focus on the acceptance thing. And if I say, like, I don't want to go out, like, just accept that, because that's kind of what I need. And, like, like I said, like, if I'm not eating, or, like, I'm like not getting out of bed, like, that's one thing. But if I am, like, just shut up and let me do what I need to do, and stop telling me what I need to do to fix my clinical problem that I've had for years, and you've not been a part of that experience, so you need to shut up. And if you can't shut up, then you can just get out, you know? And that's how I feel about that. So that's all I have to say today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.